Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent.
In Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all Just all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub. Official sandwich of Pro.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 5 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a
Yes, absolutely. Sir Marius Jones is a 6'4" guard from Northern California, played in Sacramento. High school player, had initially announced his intentions to play at UC Irvine, and yesterday announced on his X that he is committed to play at UNM. So another in that 6'4", 6'3", 6'9" area, that swing combo, versatile, positionless player that Eric Olins said
6'4" guard, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to be able, right, they're going to be interchangeable. He'll be able to guard, play people, and hopefully create matchup problems on the other side. I mean, that's what your roster is going to look like. If you're looking for like just dominant bigs and running through the post, that's probably not going to be your offense. And Eric's made that pretty clear, I think. Almost 21 points a game in high school as a senior in Sacramento. Michael Wilder is one of the Lobo assistants, and he was at UCI, and he was a key piece of that recruitment. And Russell Turner's the head coach there, and agreed to release him from his commitment. He told the Jeff Grammer that Wilder being at UNM played a huge role in choosing New Mexico. He said he was the one who recruited me, shown the most belief in my ability, along with Coach Sam Stapleton, who's also at UNM. And so he's here. Look, good. I mean, you're loading him up. I don't know, JJ. I have no idea, dude. I everybody's stocking up. Everybody's getting transfers. Every roster in the league is going to look different. San Diego State's going to look different, and Utah State's going to look different, and Boise State's going to look different, and UNLV looks like they got a hell of a recruiting class with their new coach. Good, I think. I mean, if for a total rebuild, as I watch the roster and I look at it and say, all right, I think you're going to be competitive. I have no idea if you're the best team in the league or the 8th best team in the league. I just don't know.
Expectations all over the place.
Well, I get that.
I mean, the bar is set high for Louisville basketball, but it could fall anywhere. Like, it's one where if they struggle, I won't be surprised. If they're good, I won't be surprised, because we just don't know. But what we're seeing is trying to mix a combination of being good early with veterans with some development, and having 3 prep players that you hope you can get, heck, maybe a good 2 years out of, develop, become something really good, maybe even 3 years out of one of those players. So you have the upside of a true freshman, a high school kid coming in, chance to develop, with the expectations of the Division I transfers, of the college transfers to contribute right away. It's a really solid roster starting from scratch, starting from nothing, to be able to give yourself an opportunity with some developmental players and then guys that you expect to play at a high level right away.
Sir Marius Jones is, at this point, one of 3 high school players. It'll be true freshman. I look at it and I'm like, all right, I'm okay with it. Like, True Washington as a true freshman was pretty good, right? JT Toppin as a true freshman was pretty good, right? No, I'm not looking to get a JT Toppin. Don't get me wrong. But the mix, I think, you hope you're keeping guys for more than 1 year, ideally more than 2. Heck, it would be great if you can get them more than 3. But if you develop these guys, you keep your staff together and keep a relationship with them. Now, everybody's not going to play, right? And so when we sit here next year, there's going to be guys who want to go play somewhere. Sir Marius Jones joins 2 other high school seniors that will be true freshmen. Who will be true freshmen? Jake Hall, the 6'4" guard out of Carlsbad, the high-scoring guard, and then the point guard, 5'10" Uriah Tennant from Arizona, right? And you look at your roster, and you got a lot of dudes that are in that 6'4" to 6'9", 6'8" swing, and that's what Eric wants to do. You got your 1 7-footer. I still believe you're going to get another post. I do. I think there's going to be somebody that's 6'10", that's more of a interior player, and what I'd like to see is certainly, and from what I understand, and I'm not going to pretend to see Antonio Chol a bunch. Maybe he's a bit of a rim protector, but I would like to see someone on the back line of defense.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit of a concern for Lobo fans, but again, the most expensive players in the transfer portal are starting caliber centers and point guards. And they believe they got one with high upside in JT Rock. You're able to land Dayton Albury, a veteran guard in the portal. A lot of upside. Then as you mentioned, what are the kind of guarantees going into the season? I think Chol is one of those guarantees offensively, and he's going to be an impact defensively. Like, maybe he won't be that one-on-one post defender, but it helps that defender 6'9". You better be using your athleticism. Yeah, no, you're going to need that, and that's why I'd like to see. And I know Eric was fine with it, and he's heard it when he was sitting here with us about a week ago, right? He didn't seem too concerned, and the process continues. I look at it. I mean, who do I got? 3 guys and 4 guys. I'm pretty sure are going to start. Dayton Albury is going to be your starting point guard, right? I believe Antonio Chol is going to be your starting 3. And I believe Chris Howell is going to start, right? You think Chol's the 3, not the 4?
He might be the 4. Yeah, I think he'd probably like to play the 3, but he'll. I mean, again, positionless, right?
It just comes down to defending.
Yeah, and matchups and against whom are you playing? But yeah, I think Chol, Albury, and Howell start. Probably Rock.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you feel about that? I mean, if you're going to run out Dayton Albury, and Chris Howell, who was terrific at UC San Diego, and he's a graduate transfer from UC San Diego. And look, to Javis Miller might start.
Yeah, Miller or Kevin Patton.
Yeah.
So you have athleticism, you have a lot of balance, and even if I expect this to be a team where we talk about depth because they don't.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to have the dudes or the style of play where we really see this coach hone in on 6 guys.
No, Vicentich is going to play. I firmly believe that. Right, another grad transfer from UC San Diego. I believe he plays a lot of minutes. Which Patton? Did both Pattons get time?
Well, I think it's Kevin initially because he's the one that's played
right
at the D1 level. He was all conference selection, all freshman selection at San Diego. Limited role off the bench at USD last year, where Kalai Patton was a walk-on redshirt player, the 6'4" guard. So I think all these guys are going to get an opportunity in this, but it's definitely going to be depth and rotation. And when you look at
and then Luke Hopt
style of play, yeah, like this is.
I mean, I expect Luke Hopt to be a guy that comes off the bench that when you need instant offense, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting. And again, I don't know, and that's why I'm intrigued. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play, and the construction of the team's been fascinating to me. But you got another guy. You got another guy that Louisville fan. How you feeling? I mean, I get it, and I think you're over it by now. JT Toppin's gone. Donovan Dent's gone. True Washington's gone. Get used to these new guys. They're going to be wearing New Mexico across their chest. They're going to be representing you and your university and your city and your state, and they're yours now. And get used to them. Like I said, man, if you told me they were going to be picked second in the league, I'd say, cool. Yeah, no, that's a good roster. If you told me they were going to be picked sixth in the league, I don't know that I'd be shocked either.
It's going to be all over the place. The expectations from everyone else. And again, this is a 180, not just in terms of it's a 180 in everything. And it's going to be, we're going to be talking about depth. And it's something that, it's a 180 of what I look at because it's the way this team is built. And it's going to be multiple players. It's going to be different guys night in and night out. You're going to see, I think, 2 quote-unquote point guard lineups. I think Aubrey and Hop could play together a lot in that backcourt with the athleticism and the explosiveness on the wings. It's going to be very intriguing to watch this team develop in the non-conference.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Louisville fan, jump in on that if you'd like. You're welcome to. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We get back. Let's get into the Warriors a little bit. They're out. They're done. What do they do next? Do they just say, well, we got to get healthy, or do they go out and make some moves? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Got tree branches hanging over the house or your cars in the driveway? Eliminate the danger one strong gust can cause.
From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast.
Email you think I got talking about Louisville basketball?
Where's the playing time going to come from?
Are you in my inbox? Mean Machine, would you rather he not fill out the roster? I'm just curious. Where's the playing time going to come from, Jeff? Greg Oden, known to his friends and family as Eric Olin, has gone signing crazy, but there are only so many minutes to go around. How's he going to keep everyone happy? May 14th. Mark that. Today, May 15th. Mark that down as the date that started. May 15th. He's not. And dudes will transfer a year from now. And you'll get new dudes to come in. When you send me that email, out of curiosity, do you want him to just have an 8-man roster? Do you want him to sign really crappy players at the back end of the bench? How do you, Mean Machine, I ask, how would you suggest he construct his roster? Is he wasting taxpayer money by using the full allotment of scholarships available? Like he won't keep it, right? He'll have a deeper rotation probably than Patino did. I think just the way he coaches, he may go 8 or 9 deep in a regular rotation, right? Or maybe not. He might cut it, and maybe it's 7. I don't know. We'll see. It always plays its way out. But when I get that email about 3 times a year from you, I always wonder, so how do you want him to construct the roster? Just ask. 505-246-0610. Louisville baseball playing today. What time are they going? They're going tonight. Bill wants to know why in the world is Lobo baseball tipping at the same time. We all know most folks are going to choose mediocrity on the north side of the street over mediocrity on the south side. Why not? I mean, are they supposed to run from them? What do you want them to do? Without again, so Bill, should they play in the day? You feel better about that? Fresno's got to get in town. I don't know what the travel is. They feel they'll get Lobo fans will come out and support them on Thursday night, and then on tomorrow afternoon and Saturday afternoon, right? I don't know. Free attendance is cheaper than paying across the street. What do you want? Should they play now? Why can't I'm going to tell you again. This town is big enough to have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 events at the same time. We are. And so, yeah, Isotopes will be playing. I don't guess anybody.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
I think it is. Do you guess that anybody who goes to the Lobo game would have, if there wasn't a Lobo game tonight, gone to the Isotopes game? I bet the number that you can count on one hand. I think they're all going to be fine. Everybody's going to be able to do what they got to do. Next week, Mountain West Conference Tournament, Lobo Baseball will be here on the Sports Animal. Robert Portnoy will have the call. All right. The other game, we hit on the Knicks and your dude Luke Cornett. Warriors tried to keep it alive. They were hoping to get 3 days off, maybe get Stephen Curry back if they could stretch the series. They could not. 121-110. Minnesota eliminates the Warriors last night. Anthony Edwards, 22 points, 12 assists. Julius Randle. I was just on the way into the show behind us. Maggie and Perloff. Julius Randle was a Knick, as he was a Pelican, as he was a Laker. But that show, it's because it's in New York, they're all Knick fans. And Perloff has decided that there's no way that this is who Julius Randle is, the guy that you watched in this series, JJ. He had 29 points. He was 13 of 18 yesterday. He was really, really good. Like he's if he continues this, he's their second dude to Anthony Edwards. And they're a threat to win this whole damn thing. They are. But he's convinced that it's simply because Podziemski was guarding him and the Lakers had nobody to guard him, and he's only doing this because nobody's guarding him, and you just wait because this isn't going to happen. All I know is, and I don't. First of all, I don't believe that. And secondly, if that's the case, then dude's taking advantage of the mismatches, but I don't think that's it. Julius Randle has been a dude in this series.
Julius Randle has been not just the second best player, but the best player at times for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards has played good basketball. And, I just think about what star players do. And I'm not getting into the whole superstar star, but the best player on the team, what do you do? And last night, Anthony Edwards was a facilitator. He had 12 assists. Throughout the postseason, Anthony Edwards has done a little bit of everything. That's what I expect from a good player. I don't expect the number one player to always have to be the leading scorer, to always have to do this, that, or the other, because then you get stuck in the Jason Tatum wormhole where, like, I don't know, maybe he's not this guy. Then he tries to go out there and score 42 points, and they lose the game. And just for the Timberwolves team, they're bought in. Julius Randle's a good player. He's playing the best basketball of his career right now at the biggest stage, and I think he continues it because of the way Minnesota plays, what Chris Finch has done with that team, getting everyone locked in, their rotations. And this was a Warriors team that was going to try to run the bigs off the floor. It's a good matchup for Randle, but, man, he's feasting, and I don't think he's going to fall off a cliff.
No, it gets different when you got, assuming Oklahoma City's bigs in there. Against Jokic, it's an interesting matchup, too, although I'm not sure he's matched up against Jokic. Julius Randle, you got to remember, was a first-round pick, number 7 overall when the Lakers took him. Julius Randle's had a good career. In some respects, has been mired with that potential label. He was good in New York, wasn't great in New York. He was good in New Orleans. I don't think he was great in New Orleans. I'm not sure I'm ready to tell you he's great in Minnesota. But I will tell you he's been terrific in this series and certainly in this season. He was the key component, him and White Dante, in the trade that sent Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks. There's something that will fascinate me if it's Knicks and Wolves in the final. To see, you ever want to find out who won the trade?
If they're playing against each other in the finals.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever want to find out who won a trade? Put them together in the playoffs and see who advances. Or in this case, who hoists the trophy. I think he has been flat out terrific. And if he continues, and the confidence just continues to grow with him. Anthony Edwards was good. You see the dunk White Dante had in the first half, the double-fisted flyer. I just kept thinking, I don't know why. I hadn't heard him called White Dante in a long time until you said it the other day.
Yeah.
Who said that initially?
Bomani Jones.
Is that where it came from?
Yes.
They got 22 out of Ant, 29 out of Julius Randle, 17 from Rudy Gobert to go with 8 rebounds. Their entire starting lineup was in double figures. 16 out of Connolly. McDaniels had 14. Dante off the bench with 13. And they were good. I thought they were good defensively. They frustrated Jimmy Butler. Podziemski had 28 for Golden State. He had a good second half. It's just not there. Look, Jimmy Butler's nice. He's not Batman. So where do the Warriors go? Do they say, all right, well, when we get Steph back, we're good. Let's add some pieces. I don't know that they keep Kuminga, right? He had 26. He made himself a lot of money in the last couple of games, didn't he?
Steph, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green are the only roster pieces that are locked in for the Warriors. Everything else is on the table.
What do they need? They need to get younger.
Not really.
Okay.
You're not worried about youth. You're worried about maximizing the next 2 years of Steph Curry.
Here's the other thing I heard coming in today, and I'm like, dude, it's 2025, not 2015. Trade Jimmy Butler in a package for Kevin Durant. Well, because it worked there. Yeah, but Kevin Durant's 37 years old. Steph's
Jimmy
gonna be
Butler
38.
worked.
I think that's right. No,
they're one of the best teams in the NBA with Jimmy Butler. They don't need to trade Jimmy Butler. They just need Steph Curry and not have a hamstring injury.
Well, all right. So what do you think of what Steve Kerr had to say? Quote, when he was asked, do you think that if Curry not gone down, you guys could have won this thing? And Steve Kerr says, quote, I don't even have to think what if. I know we had a shot. I know we could have gone the distance. Maybe we wouldn't have, but it doesn't matter, right? Again, everything in the playoffs is about who stays healthy and who gets hot. Are you playing well at the right time? Okay, we'll never know. Kerr and Draymond Green both said that they trust Mike Dunleavy as the general manager to make the right moves. What do they got to do? Do you agree with Steve Kerr that, because I do, that if Steph Curry was healthy, stayed healthy, that they'd have had a shot to win the whole thing?
Yes, they would have had a shot to win the Western Conference and thus playing in the NBA Finals.
Well, that means, yeah, they could have won the whole thing, right? I mean, do you think the Knicks are way better than them or the Pacers are way better than them if Steph Curry's there?
No.
He's just different. Draymond Green, I think I still have that belief wholeheartedly. That's not changed one bit. You retool, you do whatever it is that you got to do to take that next step and give yourself a better chance. You're talking about having Steph. Are they there? Do they have one more run in them? If Steph Curry. This is the first real injury he's had, right? I mean, I'm trying to remember. There's been some fingers, but there's not been a significant key time injury with him, right?
He didn't play the second half of the season a few years ago when they got a lottery pick.
That's when they got the
only reason that they had Steph on a cheap deal is because he couldn't stop hurting his ankle early in his career.
Yeah, early in his career he did, and then that's right. The year that they had the lottery pick, is that the Kuminga? Is that what they used, Kuminga?
I believe so.
Or was it?
Oh no,
they had the two.
Well,
pick.
they had
it
was Curry and Thompson.
No,
but battling injuries, and they
had the number 2 pick, and they took
the kid from Memphis, the center, Wiseman,
Jonathan Wiseman. Yeah, that didn't work out really well. All right, 505-246-0610. I'm going to give you the keyword to get involved with the backyard blow up coming up here at 7:55. Looks like we're going to have global golf coach Jake Harrington coming up at 9 o'clock. We're going to talk to him about going to the NCAA championships again. We got a sweet deal for you when we come back. Let's start diving into the NFL schedule. Does the NFL know something that we don't know about Aaron Rodgers? Did you look a little bit at the Steelers schedule? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Get
All
big
day
summer
long
flavor
along with
in
classic
every bite
hot
with
and
a
cold
new
subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action.
Whatever the hell it was. Got to watch the whole thing. JJ, I failed. I might be fired. I watched what amounted to 0 seconds of the NFL release show. Is that all right? Am I out? Fired?
Here's the thing.
Do I lose my man card? Do I lose my radio microphone?
You don't have to watch the schedule release show.
That's right.
But you best be able to read the schedule.
All right.
Because it gets the people going.
Couple things. Is there one or two things that just pop for you, that jump off for you?
Yes.
All right, what is it?
The amount of Monday Night Football doubleheaders
that
we're going to get this year.
Yeah, I don't love that.
The Dallas Cowboys being Thursday's team.
Okay.
And America's, it's not new, but the switch, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good Lord.
Our America's team.
Yeah. Yep, you get them in standalone games week 1, 3, 5. I mean, they're like week 1, the Brazil game, Sunday night week 3, Monday night week 5, Sunday night week 6, Monday night week 8. Like, yes. Christmas, Netflix. I don't know that I need to see the same two teams that I see on Thanksgiving. Like, I get the Lions every Thanksgiving, and I'm cool with that, man. If that's your tradition, Lions have been playing every Thanksgiving, I want to say since 1934. Cowboys have played every Thanksgiving since 1978. All right, however you get those, cool. But then why have those same two teams play on Christmas? Netflix announced the Christmas Day schedule, and it's going to be the Cowboys on the road at the Commanders, and the Lions will be on the road against the Vikings. I don't know that I needed, but whatever. I guess by that time I'm not going to give a damn, and I'm going to be working anyway. I'll be deep into bowl week most likely, but I got games for everybody to watch. The other thing is, have you looked at the Steelers schedule at all? Steelers open up. Where is it? I had it here. It is. Open up at the Jets. Huh. It's interesting. Then they play like week 7 or something. They play Sunday night. They get the Packers. Who's rumored to be the Steelers quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers.
Where did he play last year?
Well, the schedules are set.
Game 1.
I mean,
Sunday Night Football.
Well, they said that if Aaron Rodgers would have been signed by the Steelers, it would have been a primetime game.
Which one would have been? The Jets game or the
game.
Packers game? Because the Packers game is a
The
primetime
Jets game would have been, they would have done that too.
All right. That'll be game 1. That'll be your key game on CBS then in the early window on Sunday, the first Sunday in New York. And then you get a primetime game against the Packers. Like it just makes you think, what do they know? Do they know more? They just anticipating, they hoping? But yeah, you're right. The teams against whom you're playing are already set. Yeah. But where you place them always makes a difference. Thursday, the Cowboys are the first team in NFL history with 4 Thursday games in one season. They open up on Thursday, that first game against the Eagles. They host the Chiefs Thanksgiving Day. They'll play another Thursday game November 27th. No. Yeah. They got the Lions on Christmas. No, they don't. They got the Lions December 4th. Sorry, December 4th. And then that Thursday Christmas game against the Commanders. That's almost a quarter of your schedules on Thursday. I can't believe they like that. Like as a coaching staff and as a players, like the short week coming out, and you'll have a bye somewhere in there probably before.
Yeah, well, 2 of them when you get the Thanksgiving game and then the following Thursday night game, at least it's kind of like a traditional week. And then one of them to open the season.
Somewhat traditional week, yeah, it's different. All right, we'll get into it. What do you like from the schedule? Did you see anything that popped off to you? I want to get into Derrick Henry signing yesterday as well. Remember, it was a year ago, running backs didn't matter. Until we played the last football season, and running backs seemed to matter. And they're getting paid a little bit more handsomely and treated a little bit more valuably than maybe they were one season ago. So we get into that. 9 o'clock, Global Golf Coach Jake Harrington's going to be with us. I'll give you an update on the PGA Championship when we get back. The Sports Animal is giving you a backyard blow-up. You got an opportunity to win that. Listen to the opening drive. I'll give you the keyword here in a moment. Take that keyword and text it to 505-246-0610. You'll be registered then. Listen to this prize package. It's a hot tub from Valentine's Swimming Pool and Spa, an American Home Furniture and Mattress Plus patio set, a pottery set from Jackalope, a $5,000 gift card from Sinlawn, and an annual plan from AAA Pest Control. The prize package is worth over $15,000, and it's from your friends here at The Sports Animal. Today's keyword is outdoor. It's one word, OUTDOOR, outdoor. Take the keyword outdoor and text that keyword, which is outdoor, and text it to 505-246-0610. You'll be registered. 505-246-0610. Good luck from your friends here at 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
And AM 610 KNML, the sports animal. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Sports in the morning. You get sports, and boy, do you got sports. PGA Championship is underway. You've got an 8-way tie for first place. We're early. First round, Quail Hollow. Good morning, boys and girls. Merry Thursday. Thank you for being with us on the opening drive. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. They are early in the first round, and you've got some big names near the top, well, at the top of the leaderboard. John Rahm is one stroke back at -2. The leaders are Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, Nico Echeverria, Steven Yeager, Tommy Fleetwood, Max Fitzpatrick, Rasmus Højgaard, and Keegan Bradley. And dude, Sam Burns is one stroke back. So I'll keep you up to date as we go. More and more guys getting on the golf course. On the other side of things, guys who aren't playing well and are in a little trouble, Shane Lowry's +3 after 3 holes. Patrick Cantlay is 2 over. Phil Mickelson's 2 over. And so I'll keep you up to date as we go. You'll have some of your bigger names going off this afternoon. Scotty Scheffler goes this afternoon. And Rory this afternoon as well. 505-246-0610 if you want to get here. We're going to talk golf with Lobo men's golf coach Jake Harrington coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Lobos qualified for their 3rd straight NCAA championship yesterday as they finished 3rd in the Tallahassee Regional in the NCAA. JJ, we're talking a little bit about the schedule, the NFL schedule that came out yesterday. You talked about 5 NFL doubleheaders. It does feel like too much. At what point, and I guess it doesn't matter. There is no point, right? I was going to say, it hurts your fantasy football. It does. With all the injuries and games, games on Thursdays all the way through Monday. And fantasy football is such a big reason, and I'm not overstating this, I don't believe, that the NFL is so popular. It is. It's a reason you watch every Thursday game and every Monday game because you got a kicker going, or you got your quarterback going, or your defense is going, or right? It is. They're not in any danger, right, of hurting themselves by playing all these games. People will just adjust. No. They figure it out. It sucks, though. My guy might play on Monday. He's questionable on Monday night. He's my stud running back. But, gosh, do I play the guy, my 4th guy because he's going to play on Sunday? What do I do?
Well, you have 4 teams going on 5 of those weeks. So
Yeah. September 15th, so that's what, week 3, I believe. Bucks and Texans, Chargers, Raiders. These games go basically Eastern time, so our time, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. You get Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos on the 29th. October 13th, Bills, Falcons, Bears, Commanders. October 20th, Bucks, Lions, Texans, Seahawks. And then you'll get a doubleheader on January 3rd. They'll flex those games in, the games that matter. It's revenue, baby. You got more games on pay outlets. Peacock, Netflix. I believe a few of these Monday night games, part of the doubleheader is going to be on ESPN Plus. The way I understand that as well. So it's not Fox and CBS and NBC anymore, although it is. It is also Netflix. It is Peacock. How many games Peacock get? 3, 4? I know they have the Black Friday game. I didn't watch it. I kind of drew the line there. Did you? Do you have Peacock?
No.
I drew the line there. Audra does, and she's like, "Well, here, come on over, watch it." Or here's my. I'm like, I'm good, man. Like, I think it was Black Friday. I think I don't remember where the hell I was, but I might have played golf and watched college football. I know I didn't shop. I'll tell you that much. I sure as hell didn't go to the malls. I promise you I didn't do that. But if there's something on the schedule that bounced out to you, let us know. 505-246-0610. You can get in on the hoops last night. Wolves beat the Warriors 121-110. Minnesota wins the series 4-1. They move on to the Western Conference Finals. They could have up to 5 days off if, in fact, Denver wins tonight. Denver is trying to stay alive. They're at home against Oklahoma City, facing a 3-2 deficit. The winner of that series will face the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. In the East last night in Massachusetts, Boston 127 beat the Knicks 127-102. Luke Cornett, 7 blocks off the bench. Derek White had 34 for him, and Jaylen Brown 26 and 12 for the Celtics, who looked really good. Is that sustainable? Like, can they? I don't know, man. I mean, I've watched so much crazy stuff happen. I don't think they can get to the finals without Jason Tatum, but they look pretty damn good last night. And they've got, to me, enough star power and enough firepower. And the difference with them and the Warriors is they've got a Jaylen Brown and a Derek White who can step up. And they got a Peyton Pritchard who can, I guess Peyton Pritchard played the role of Dylan Podziemski, right? I mean, that's kind of that role. But they're different to me.
Shooting is streaky. The one thing the Celtics are going to do is take a lot of 3-point shots, and you saw Derek White get hot early, and Boston ended up hitting 22 3-point shots, and that is something that could swing this series right back in their favor. If they stay hot from 3, then this is going back to Boston for a Game 7.
If it goes back to Boston, and I guess it would really matter, what does it look like, I guess? You know, as far as what, you know, how do they win the game? But if it goes back to Game 7, it's advantage Boston, right? I don't care if Jason Tatum's there or not, and I know he's not.
You'll have all the momentum.
Yeah.
All the pressure would be on the Knicks. And you'd find out, you know, who Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and those guys are going to be in that situation.
Yeah. All right, Rudy, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning. It's a really good week to be a Lobo, isn't it?
Yeah, you got an opportunity to win a baseball championship. Your golf team's going to the NCAA championship. You signed a guy named Sir. Hell yeah. It's a good week so far.
So this kind of goes into the kind of irks me when I hear these guys from Utah State, you know, talking smack on the internet about how they're in a better conference. I don't know. And that UNM doesn't belong in their better conference. This whole realignment thing is just really kind of irking me when you look at, I think, 5 conference championships already this year for UNM.
They won men's tennis. They won, what else did they win?
Basketball, regular season champion.
I guess they won basketball. Yeah, I guess I forgot.
They won cross country.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the number is.
There's 2 more. I think there's 2 more in there. Anyway, congratulations to the golf team. That's to go across the country and to play in an environment that you're not used to. As golfers, you get used to where you play. You play in the Southwest, you get used to the weather and everything else. So, you know, it's really gratifying to see that Coach Harrington has done such a great job. That's a really good hire, but we've made some pretty good hires right now. So I really think the best for this team. And then, you know, get out there this week. It's free tonight, right?
Free is cheap, yeah. Free baseball tonight out at Santa Ana Starfield. Lobos, Fresno State, 6 o'clock. If the Lobos win 2 of 3 in this series, they get a bye in the first round of the Mountain West Conference tournament. If they win 2 of 3 and or 3 of 3, and depending on what Nevada does, they can claim a Mountain West Conference championship.
And I appreciate Coach Brown. He's come in here. He hasn't complained. He hasn't, he's worked hard.
Complained about what?
Well, some coaches come in and go, if I had this, if I had that. I've heard it over the years. UNM doesn't have what I need. Why did you take the job? And usually it's stuff that you don't need to win. I just think he's taken what Coach Birmingham left him, and he's really done a good job. And when you're the number one hitting team,
in the country.
Let me put it this way.
In the country.
I'm sick of people saying we're last in everything. We're first in the NCAA in hitting and doubles. That's pretty good. Go out and support the team. And if you remember the Lobo Club, you get a free tailgate tonight. Free.
Beautiful.
Again, free. There's that word. Tomorrow I'm going to do the history of hose for you, Jeff and JJ.
The history of
I've been
hose?
working really hard on that.
Can't wait to hear it. All right. Enjoy the day.
Okay.
Later. Yeah, free is cheap. You get free admission, free tailgate, free parking from what I'm understanding. And, look, Todd was meticulous in building this thing, right? They're the number one hitting team average-wise in the country, dude. They're mashing. Now, they're playing a Fresno State team that handled them when they were up there. Beat them 3 in a row. Fresno State team that's got a rich tradition that's also playing for a whole lot. Everything the Lobos are playing for, Fresno State is also playing for. Fresno State is tied with New Mexico. They are playing for a first-round bye in the conference tournament. They are also playing for a championship. Yeah, dude. They got the best pitching staff, according to your head coach, in the conference. See where it goes. But you got opportunities. Yeah, it's a good time down on South Campus right now. Hey. It's been a really interesting athletic year, hasn't it? When you look back at this. It
really has.
The hire of Bronco and remember when they lost to Montana State and the sky was falling, and then Montana State went on to be one of the best, one of the best teams in FCS. Then they beat Washington State. Then they have a chance to go to a bowl game. If they win the last game of the year, they lose. Then Bronco leaves. Right? I mean, just the up and down of what football season was. The excitement of basketball season. And now as you rounded it out, right, your cross-country team did really well. And now you're rounded out with golf in the NCAA championships, baseball playing for a league championship. It's been, by the way, you hired a new athletic director. Hired new men's basketball coach and a football coach. It's been, honestly, there's some chapters in this book that was the 24-25 UNM athletic season. Actually, you know what? That might be good. That might be a good segment when it's all done, after baseball's done and golf's done. Maybe sit down and almost get Grammer and Sean Ryder in here and kind of like do an hour just full roundtable on the year that was with them. Because this has been as eventful of a full academic year, athletic academic year, but in athletics, as I can recall in a long time. When you consider all the off-field stuff, you hired a AD, a football coach, and a men's basketball coach. That's the absolute shape of your program. By the way, combined, they have 11 letters in their last name. I have 9. Lovo, Eck, and Olin. They have 11 letters. Well, you're one of those guys. You're a 4-letter last name guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Not that means anything. I mean, only if you're playing, Words with Friends or something. All right, 505-246-0610. We got a sweet deal coming up because it continues to be Burger Week here at the Sports Animal. So we got a sweet deal coming up for you in a little bit. I gave you the word. I'll give it to you again. It is outdoor, if you missed the word. Outdoor is your keyword. Take that keyword and text it to 505-246-0610, and that will register you to be part of our big promotion for that backyard blow-up. It's worth over $15,000. Hey, speaking of Burger Month, Twin Peaks is a spot for Burger Month. Go by, try their legendary burgers, seasoned, smashed, seared to perfection. Stop by for lunch today, tomorrow, the next day, all the days. Great drinks, great food. It's even better company. It's over at Twin Peaks. They've got the Miss Twin Peaks voting is underway right now. Voting's live. Miss Twin Peaks 2025. Go to 2025misstwinpeaks.com. It's open through June 9th. Cast your votes for your favorite Twin Peaks girl. Coming up on, what day is today? Thursday, on Saturday, May 17th. Good day for all of us. World Whiskey Day. Go over to Twin Peaks. Try one of your favorites or maybe your classic or try something new. Whatever you like, they'll serve it if you like it over a clear ice ball. Twin Peaks has you covered. If you're looking for something exclusive, ask them about their rare bourbons and barrel selects. They're available in limited supply. It's great whiskey. It's even better company. It's all waiting for you at Twin Peaks. And if you're looking for the hoops, go buy it. It's all there for you. Wall to wall, TVs everywhere, 29-degree drafts, atmosphere that's made for the serious fan. Twin Peaks, hoops, whiskeys, sights, and burgers. See you at Twin Peaks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your
Did Rudy say he's got like a history of the hoe? I'm kind of curious of what that means. Is that a book? Is it documentary. For those of you who know, you know, we hoe on Fridays. We've been hoeing on Fridays on this show. So July 20-something will be our 17th anniversary. Do we do something for our 17th, by the way? I mean, 17.
Why not?
100% why not? But that's going to be, no, it's July. Joe Gonzalez, who was on the original T-shirt, found that song years ago, and we've hoed. It says, "If give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare, ho ho ho." And I think every Friday that we've been on the air, we've done that, and we will continue to. I can't wait to hear the history of it. All right, 505-246-0610. PGA Championship is underway. You have got 8 players tied for first place early in the round. -3 is the number. Luke Donald and Ryan Fox are through 11. So is David Puig. They are all -3. Nico Echevarria through 9. Steven Yeager through 8. Matthew Fitzpatrick and Rasmus Højgaard through 7. And Max Grazerman and Keegan Bradley all through 3 holes. John Rahm's 2 under. Scotty Scheffler's on the golf course. He is 2 under through 6 and 1 stroke back. You like Scotty or do you like Rory? Who's going to, I mean, just between the two of them, who's going to have a bigger week, Scotty or Rory?
I went with Scotty this weekend.
I think I like that too. Rory's on the golf course. He is also through 6 holes, and he is 1 under par. So he's 2 strokes off the lead and 1 stroke behind Scheffler. So of the, how many guys I got on the golf course? I got 77 guys on the golf course now, and 29 of the 77 are under par. Brooks Koepka +1, Ricky Fowler +1, Tony Finau even, Xander Schauffele even, Patrick Cantlay +2. Some big names. I'll follow Phil Mickelson +3. So I'll watch the PGA Championship for you. Jake Harrington, the Lobo golf coach, is going to be with us coming up here at 9 o'clock this morning. On his way back, Lobo golf team qualified yesterday to get into their 3rd straight NCAA championship. Holly Holmes going back to boxing. A little surprised, JJ, when I saw this yesterday. Maybe probably shouldn't have been. She left boxing for MA. Holly left boxing, a Hall of Fame boxer, for MMA in 2013. She signed a 3-fight contract with Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions. She's scheduled to make her return to boxing June 28th. What's today? So that's a little over a month, less than a month and a half. It'll be in Anaheim against Yolanda Vega, who is 10-0. Vega's from Mexico. Holly put out a press release. This new chapter is going to be an exciting journey. I'm looking forward to the challenge coming full circle back to boxing. All right. Good for her. And if she wants to keep going, what is Holly 41? Is that the number? And I'm not telling you when to stop and when.
She's 43.
43. Yeah, Holly's 43. All right. Now, her promoter, longtime local promoter, Lenny Frescas, said in the Journal story that Holly's not necessarily done with mixed martial arts. She's still under contract to the Global Fight League, which is a promotion, but she hasn't. That league, the Global Fight League, hasn't staged its first event yet. They had some funding fall through, so she asked for and received a release from UFC back after her last fight in 2024. I don't know how I feel about this, and I think my initial thought is good for Holly if she wants to continue to do this, and good for her, and go back to what was your original passion, which was boxing. Holly was a great boxer. Holly was a Hall of Fame boxer. Holly was the best female boxer in the world when she was doing it. And I think she kind of felt like she maximized what she could do, certainly earning potential. At that point when she went to MMA, the money was going to MMA, the interest was going to MMA. And she, I hope, made a lot of money in MMA. She made a name for herself in the Ronda Rousey fight, and forever will be in MMA and fight lore because of one of the greatest knockouts in the history of combat sports. Would you agree?
That is correct.
Or at least, well, yeah, one of the great. I say one of the greatest, not just one of the most famous, but that was shocking when you go back and put that into context.
It was seismic. It meant so much for the sport. And time where Ronda Rousey was out athleting everybody and just dominating the game physically. You saw the transition when Holly knocked her out to the technique side of women's mixed martial arts and the growth of the depth of the fighters and also the style of the fights.
Rousey was ending fights in under a minute. It was being counted in seconds and not minutes or rounds. And I remember when the fight was announced, I remember Stigler sitting right here. Scott said, I'll bet you she didn't get out of the first round. I said, I'll absolutely take that bet. Right? We both, and now I don't think either one of us were convinced she was going to win a fight. But we were both convinced she'd get out of that first round and be better than the people that Rousey was fighting. And when she dropped her and finished that thing in the second round, it was seismic. And I told you, I remember telling you the Friday before the fight, and it happened. If she wins this fight, this isn't just a sports story. She's going to be on Good Morning America and Today's Show and all. And she made the rounds on all those shows. Because Ronda Rousey, at that time, was one of the biggest names in sports. She was one of the transcendent sports figures of that year, of that time. Right? That was LeBron James kind of stuff. And that's how big that was. Got an email on it from Carl. Holly's debris, Jeff finally, and I like it, is apparently geared toward fighting for a title again. This is a move that should have been made long ago. It's from Carl. He likes her going back to boxing.
Well, it depends. A title honestly doesn't matter at this point for Holly Holm if she's not making any money.
Correct.
Like, where was the money?
No.
Fighting in venues across New Mexico or headlining UFC pay-per-views?
No. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. All right, Burger Week continues. We got a sweet deal for you. It'll go live on our website, sportsanimалabq.com. You click on the sweet deal logo, and for just $30, you will get $60 to spend at the grill. And if you've been there, you dig it. It's actually right there on San Mateo near Candelaria. Phil and I used to go over there quite a bit. In fact, that's where I saw John Harbaugh was in town a few years back, over hanging out with Phil and Coach Bramante, back the former Gladiators coach. The grill's on San Mateo. It's a great burger joint and steaks, and it's known for its retro theme, flavorful food. Variety of burgers. They got an 8-ounce Papa burger. They got a veggie burger option. All their customers just rave about the self-serve chips and salsa, with salsa made fresh every 2 hours. The Mesquite Wood Smoker smokes their burgers. Their ribeyes are a highlight with that unique smoky flavor. All burgers are made to order. Great staff, family-owned and operated, collecting nostalgic memorabilia on the menu with burgers and steaks and chicken and more. It's good for lunch. It's good for dinner. And it is the grill. You can go on our website at 9 o'clock this morning. That's when it'll go live. And click on the Sweet Deal logo. Our website is sportsanimalabq.com. $30 gets you $60 to spend over at the grill. It is our sweet deal here on Burger Week, so take advantage of that, and it's going to go quickly. All right, when we come back, you can get in 505-246-0610. College football playoff. Are we closer to getting a format, at least for this year? And is it going to change? They might be close, and what it's going to mean. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The sports animal.
Well, you might be right on that Scotty thing. Rory just had a rough hole on 7, and he's +1 at the PGA Championship. Your leaders at the PGA Championship, and we are very early. There are 11 dudes. 11 dudes tied at -3. Keegan Bradley is one of them. Luke Donald is one of them. Alex Noren's one of them. Scotty Scheffler was at, where did I just see him? -1. So I'll keep you up to date. Right now, out of all the dudes, there's 26 guys under par. Scheffler's even. Scheffler's dropped to even. Rory McIlroy struggled on 7 and just put up a double bogey. So he's playing the backside first, so he's on 16. Double bogey 16. Made a bogey on 11. So Rory's +1. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. You're in today at 505-246-0610. We talked about Holly Holm going back to boxing, and Carl replied to JJ, the problem is most of the last decade, she hasn't done either. Either what? What did you say? Make money or win belts? Is that what we're talking about? He said she hadn't been geared toward the belt, nor has she been fighting frequently to make enough money. UFC didn't know what to do with her. She'd breezed, and maybe 9 or 10 months later, breeze again with no clear direction. Holly Holm has always been better when she stays active.
She was injured last year.
It's hard to fight when you're injured, Carl.
She had to pull out of one of the fights.
Tellis says, on the tee from the USA, Tiger Woods, not Tiger Woods. Jeff, it's not the same. I'm not at the edge of my seat waiting to hear on the tee from the USA. On the tee from the USA, Tyler Collette. No, you're probably not. And it isn't the same. Nor will it ever be the same, my friend. Nor will it ever be. Not sure college football playoffs is going to be the same either. College football playoff power brokers, that means the commissioners and the Notre Dame athletic director. They, according to CBS Sports, are getting close to a consensus to change the seeding process for this coming season. I mean, we're only, 99 days away or something from college football? In regards to the first-round buys for conference champions. So recall last year, 12 teams got in. The highest-ranked conference champions got the top 4 seeds, hence a bye. That's how Boise State ended up getting a bye in the first round. Then all 4 of those teams went into the next round and lost. All 4 teams who got a bye lost. So they're talking about a straight seeding proposal, which has gained support certainly from the ACC and the Big 12 over the last couple of weeks. College football playoff, the people who vote must approve the proposal, which would happen. It's got to happen within the next month. It would require unanimous approval from the 10 FBS conferences and Notre Dame for it to happen for this coming season. You recall they expanded to 12 games last year, and that's how it worked. I know you're in favor of this, right? This is something that you certainly were talking about last year. I believe you to be in favor of this.
Yes, I favor straight seeding for the playoffs.
Okay, so you don't want, and so that'll be the only time ever a group of 5 team gets a bye.
It will be the one and only time a group of 5 team gets a bye.
And that was because Boise State, as a conference champion, was ranked higher in the metrics than, what was it? Not Arizona State. Who was the ACC champ? It was Clemson. Clemson was the ACC champ. And so to be a the 5 conference champions who got in were Oregon, who was seeded 1. They got beat. Georgia was seeded 2. They won the SEC. They got beat. I think Boise State was seeded 3. They got beat. And Arizona State won the Big 12. They got beat. And you had teams that were ranked higher in the college football playoff standings, ranked as opposed to seeded, very different. They were ranked higher, but because it had the stipulation was you had to be a conference champion, to receive one of those buys, it all played out that way, and Clemson was the other conference champion. This way, it would be ranked. I'm sorry, it would be seeded by rank. So you could have 2, maybe even 3 SEC teams or Big Ten teams who end up getting the buys. Does that make sense? I think it does.
Yes.
I hope it does. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Gentlemen, what a glorious day we have today.
Yeah, we do.
I only have one resounding question for you two gentlemen today. Where's all the playing time going to come from?
Yeah, let's just let's fill up the roster with Edward and Rudy and Grady and Howard and just what are we doing?
Oh, that's funny. I think at this point that gentleman's trolling you, Jeff.
Of course,
it's got to be.
No, of course.
That's the only logical. Hey, I myself am intrigued with the schedule release, and I thought the NFL did a good job. I have a few thoughts, but rumor has it, well, with the Cowboys and the Chiefs getting every primetime game, there's actually some deliberation with the NFL to then play twice this year, and they live stream it while they burn Zozobra. So not only will we get Christmas and Thanksgiving, but we might actually get a live stream during the burning of Zozobra.
Yeah, we can get a Friday night in Fort Marcy Park out of Santa Fe. They're gonna, and it'll be on Netflix. Yeah.
I had not gone to Zozobra in over a quarter century.
Yeah.
I went last year. There was 100,000 people there. 100,000 people.
Well, with all due respect, and I know how cool of an event that is, that just doesn't sound that fun to me.
I wanted to sell some T-shirts and capitalize, but, I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't ahead of the curve. I've had a contention, and I might actually write the NFL on this. I think the NFL is going to move into Tuesday night, and I'll tell you why. When the NFL plays on Thursday night, the preceding Sunday, you only get 3 days rest. If you play on Sunday and then subsequently go to, 8 days more, and then you play on Tuesday, you get 4 days rest. A team would get 4 days rest until they have to play again. So from a league safety perspective and them increasing their landscape and their footprint and trying to dominate every network, I honestly believe within the next few years, the NFL will move into Tuesday night as well. Now, if you would ask yourself a few years ago, would we have playoff games on Monday night? Would we have 4 double headers on Monday night? Would we have playoff games on Black Friday, or not playoff games, but regular season games on Black Friday? Would they go to a 3-game Christmas Day schedule? It's just kind of engulfing the sports landscape, right? Which we know, but very interesting, how it plays out. But the other thing I think the NFL needs to do, and I might write the commissioner, I think they should let 8 teams in the NFL, and I would make the number 1 seed play first week.
Like why? Why? Just tell me why. Tell me why more is better. Look.
Well,
I'm going to push back on you. I want to hear, but can I push back and tell you my point on this?
Yes, absolutely.
8 and 8 is 16. That's half of the teams. I just think the playoffs should be earned. Half the teams get in. That's half, man. I watch the NBA. 10 out of 15 in each conference get in. You tell me now. The only good argument is there's more to play for more teams at the end, and so it makes it more competitive. But
sure.
Does that make it better when I'm letting more mediocrity into the playoffs?
No, but when they allowed a 7 team, I think it's too big of an advantage to only have one team have a bye. And I know you play for that number 1 seed, right? I get it. But if you're going to allow a 7th team in, then make the number 1 seed play the first week. And 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, and so on and so forth. And you're right, that's half the league. The NBA does it with more than half. The NHL, half the teams get in. Major League Baseball expanded their playoffs, right? They have the play-in. So I'm not an advocate of letting everybody in. But I think they should make that change. And the other change I think they should make is kind of what happened to Minnesota last year. If you win your division and you have a bad record, right, however you define that, it shouldn't guarantee that you get a home game.
Yeah, and they're working on that, and they're close to that.
Anyway, thanks for letting me share my thoughts.
All right. Later.
And make sure we all get our playing time. Have a great day.
Yeah, I think they're close to that one. Are you for more playoff teams? We just added more playoff teams like 2 years ago, didn't we?
Yeah, I could understand the argument for 8. I'd be fine 7 or 8, and then having everyone play or go to 2 buys once again for the top 2 teams. I definitely like taking out guaranteed home games for division winners.
Yeah, I know you do.
And again, kind of this straight seeding model. It's like you're as good as your record is.
Mo sent me a text that thank God Christmas is about football and no longer belongs to the NBA. I'm not going to lie to you. I agree with him. I didn't watch one end. Well, I worked last Christmas because we had, we're in the middle of bowl week. But I would have watched NFL all day instead of the NBA.
It's your choice.
Yeah, I know it is.
The
Now you have a
sports
choice.
world we live in.
Yeah, now you have a choice. You have a choice to let your car be grungy, dirty, filthy like it is now, or to have On the Spot Automotive Detailing come out and take care of that for you. I like to make the good choice. I call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They come to me at the office and detail my vehicle. That means whilst I'm busy, I'm working. They are also busy. They are in the parking lot. They bring their mobile unit to you, not just to me, to you, and they detail your vehicle. Inside and outside, around the rims, under the hood, under the seats. It's that new car feel. That's what car dealers do. They get their vehicles detailed, and nobody does it better than On the Spot Automotive Detailing. That's why they have been voted best in the city. They have incredible services, including paint protection film and ceramic coating. You can prevent those nasty scratches, those stains, the fading paint. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is a great gift as well. Thinking of when am I going to get that grad? Their car would love this. I love it every time it happens. You do as well. If you haven't done it yet, you can thank me later. On the Spot Automotive Detailing, it's one of your biggest investments, your vehicle is. You're going to have it for a while. Take care of it. Go online. It's all right there. Look at what they've got and then book and buy right there online. It is otsdetailing.com. That is otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor.
His 8th hole didn't par, 1 over par, Rory McIlroy. You got leaders, 12 of them tied at the top of the leaderboard early in the PGA Championship. Sam Burns is there, Keegan Bradley, all -3, Luke Donald, Ryan Fox. Some of the dudes that are out there, Rory McIlroy is at 1 over par. Scotty Scheffler is even. He's played 8. Rory's played 8. Jason Day's +1. So you've got 78 dudes on the golf course. And currently, you have 22 of them under par. So maybe the course is playing a little tough over at Quail Hollow. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. We'll talk Lobo Golf coming up here in a minute at 9 o'clock. Their head coach, Jake Harrington, is going to join us. J.J., Derrick Henry signed a 2-year extension with the Ravens. He was previously set to expire after next year. New deal, $30 million over those 2 years, $25 million guaranteed for a 31-year-old running back who really helped them last year. 19 under 21 yards, 16 touchdowns, which led the league. 31-year-old running backs usually don't get paid. This dude got paid a year ago. There's no way he gets paid like this.
This dude is different.
Yep.
Derrick Henry's built different than every other NFL running back, and we're seeing that teams will invest when that's the piece to take you over the top. And running backs, it was always the second contract people were scared of. So it was either, hey, let's get one early. Yeah, we'll invest in Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs, get one of these guys, and then move on. Or if you have a great cake and you're like, what should I put on top of this cake? It's a Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry.
What do you like on top of your cake, by the way?
Get cream cheese frosting.
Ooh, like on a carrot cake?
On anything. Maybe some cream cheese frosting.
Really? See, I love it on carrot cake. I don't know if I love it on every cake. My kid used to just eat frosting, by the way.
Great way to go about it.
It kind of is. You a white cake, chocolate cake, carrot cake, German chocolate cake?
Go to yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Okay. You like pie or cake better? I think I like pie better.
Good apple pie.
Yeah.
Caramel and some ice cream.
A big scoop of vanilla ice cream. Or just that flat out, that mud pie over Pelican that I had the other night.
I'm going to have to try that.
It's so damn good, dude. It's like a coffee ice cream and a chocolate ice cream with a graham cracker crust, whipped cream on top, little fudge drizzle. All right, they're celebrating over at Lobo Men's Golf. They're back in the NCAA tournament for the third straight year, and boy, did they play well yesterday. When we come back, how'd they get there? Who played well? And how far can they go? Head coach Jake Harrington's going to join us. Lobo Golf is back in the NCAA championships. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
FM and AM 610 KNML, the sports animal. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
PGA Championship first round underway at Quail Hollow. It is the second major of the year in professional golf. 3 golfers at 4 under par. Luke Donald, Ryan Fox, and Steven Yeager lead the way, with a bunch of guys at -3. Scotty Scheffler's even through 8. Rory McIlroy 1 over after 8. Keep you up to date on that as we go through the rest of the morning and certainly through the week. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. What a week for Lobo men's golf. On the road in Florida, playing in Tallahassee at the Seminole Legacy Golf Club. It was the NCAA Regionals. 14 teams, top 5 advance. And they're going back to Cali. They're going back to Cali for the 3rd straight year to the NCAA championships. Lobos as a team shoot 12 under par yesterday, finished 3rd in the region, and for the 3rd straight year, they will be in the NCAA championship. Their head coach is Jake Harrington. He's in his 2nd year as the head coach of UNM Men's Golf and joins us this morning on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Jake. Congratulations. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Jeff. Thanks for having me on.
No, I appreciate you spending some time. You said going into the final round, you told your guys go out and win the day. You were sitting in 4th. You were in a good spot. They damn near did. The 12 under was by 1 stroke the 2nd best score by anyone out there. Your guys showed up, and certainly your senior was great, but your whole team played this week.
Yeah, they were great. You know, a little disappointed we didn't win the day, but I'll take that. No, 12 under, and everybody on the team, you know, had a part in this. And, you know, we challenged the guys. We challenged Carson Heron, our senior. We challenged Mesa Falua, our junior, that we needed them. Mesa was starting us off, and we just said, Mesa, you need to get us off to a good start. And, you know, he did that by hitting his first shot to about 5 feet and making the birdie putt. So we were off and running after that happened.
Both those guys shoot 4 under yesterday, which leads to the 12 under as a team. Mesa bogey's number 2 coming off of that birdie, but then did not have a bogey the rest of the day. And I say number 2, it was the 11th because you played the backside first. But to go out on a course like that, unfamiliar, and I don't know, Jake, you talk about it, you know, humidity, different. You go from altitude not only to sea level but to humidity. What's the difference? Like do you have to calculate? I'm 150. Let's say I normally hit whatever you hit. Do you have to calculate and change clubs and just talk about playing in different conditions like that?
No, absolutely you do. And you know, they're at about 300 feet elevation, and we're coming from 5,300. Yeah. So you're basically almost going to just switch your rangefinder from yards to meters because it's right about 10% that typically that you do. Obviously, we're fortunate enough to have TrackMan, our launch monitor, to be able to get numbers. So that's kind of the first thing you do the day after you get out of an airplane is you go to the driving range and you hit golf balls and you see how far the ball's flying. And then you write that down. So we do that everywhere we go, every golf course we go to. So that's the big difference and it's huge, changing from elevation to non-elevation, and that's why we have such an advantage when people come to us, is because they got to find a way to go to elevation, and most teams aren't used to that.
Well, it's obviously tangible. I mean, look, Florida State on their course shot 29 under par. They won by 9 strokes. I looked at what Auburn did on their home course, and they won, I want to say, by 20-something strokes. So obviously, when you play on your home course, they had a huge advantage. But it's tangible, and any of us who have gone down, you know, from altitude to, let's say, play in California, Arizona, and then the humidity makes the air so much heavier. So is it basically a one-club difference?
Yeah, it probably is one club. It changes a little bit, the longer club you have because you hit it so much further typically. But, yeah, the gapping, it's right about one club. Some of these guys that hit the ball so dang far that, it can change as much as 30 yards on a club. But that's as you get to, like, their, driver 3-woods, utilities, things like that. But it's a crazy difference.
Golf, it's viewed as an individual sport, but it's a team competition. What's it like with just your players kind of motivating each other, knowing who needs to step up, when to step up, just the vibe that they have together?
That's kind of the thing that changes every year. You bring one new person into a lineup and into your team. With a 9-person team, if we brought one person in, it changes the entire dynamic. The message stays the same. We got to do the same stuff and the same end goal, but it changes drastically. So, but like, for example, we challenged Mesa. Mesa didn't play very good the first 2 days. Still played all right. But Mesa is one of the best players in the country and the world. He's the 90th ranked player in the world. So he's pretty darn good. And, the beautiful thing about playing an individual sport but playing it as a team is when you play for something bigger than yourself, you can play better, if you channel it the right way. And that's what we challenge Mesa with is, hey, you know what, we need you today. The last 2 days, you can't change that. Let's go out tomorrow, win the day individually, win the day as a team, and good things are going to happen.
You've obviously had tremendous success since you've gotten here to the University of New Mexico. What's it been like building this program, sharing your vision, and then seeing how the players over the last few years have been able to step up?
It's fun. It's overwhelming at first, trying to, I wouldn't say fully change the culture, but make the culture your own, make it, what I'm used to, and bringing in, the different things that I do. And that's why I say the guys last year were so good because, they had 4 coaches. They had, Glenn Milliken had been here for so long and Sean Carlin. And then, if they do it the right way and listen to me and Sam Saunders, now they've listened to 4 great coaches. And, the guys that are on the team this year they've bought in, they understand, from Carson that was on the team last year and Alvaro and Oliver Cage, they understand what it's like. And so it's not that big of a change because the guys saw, obviously we put it in action last year and it worked really well for us. So it's easier to get them to buy in, but it's so much fun to see guys that come in and they're already good. And then to come in and just take a little bit of the knowledge, a little bit of the maturity and how to work around the golf course, and they get so much better, so much quicker.
Jake Harrington is Lobel men's golf coach. He's in his second year, going back to the NCAA championships for the second year, third year in a row for this program. And you mentioned what Glenn Milliken had done, and this program, and you can go back to Coach Fields, and there's a rich heritage here, and certainly Carson Heron knows well about that. But when you came in and you take over something that's successful, right? You're either coming into something that's broken and the coach got fired, or you're coming into something that's successful and the coach moved on. And in either way, there's pressure. But the pressure to continue what it's doing, the fact that you're back in the final tournament of the year for the second year in a row, means what to you in this program?
It means the world to me. It's one of those things that I think there's always doubt in a coach's mind. I know what I can do as a coach, but to be able to do it at the level it's been done here at the University of New Mexico, it's overwhelming. You go into our locker room and you have All-Americans all over the wall. Like you mentioned, Carson's father is an All-American for us. And we want to go and we want to not just, make those guys proud and continue at that level. We want to raise it to another level. And that's what we're trying to do. And, and we've done it with a couple guys this year that transferred that weren't on the team last year, and Mesa Fleur, Wyatt Province, and freshman Clark Sonnenberg. Those are 3 of our 5 starters that weren't here last year, and they better learn to run real quick. We don't have time for them to walk. Yeah. I think they were walking a little in the fall, but, by the spring we told them, look, you're battle tested. We need you to be one class above where you're already at. And, make that move together, and we sure are trending in the right direction.
I want to hit on 2 of those guys. Carson Heron, his dad, Tim, was a 3-time All-America, had a terrific professional career on the PGA Tour. And here's Carson. You were able to keep him here. And obviously there was a tie to the University of New Mexico, but he didn't grow up in Albuquerque or in New Mexico. The fact that you were able to keep him here and now watching what he does, He's was 11th. How good can Carson be? What's his future in golf?
I mean, Carson will be turning pro next month. I mean, after the national championship, he'll turn pro. The sky's the limit for Carson. It's funny because the more research I do on the Heron family, the more just blown away I get. I mean, I was talking to Carson because I read something the other day that Carson's great-grandfather, grandfather, and dad played in the U.S. Open. And he's trying to be the fourth generation to play in the U.S. Open, which is, overwhelming, and crazy to think about. But that's a golf family, and they're an incredible family, both on the golf course and off. It's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, Jake Harrington, Lobo Mezzo golf coach, is with us for a few more minutes. The other one, I've watched youth golf. I've been in this market 29 years, and I over the last 5 to 10 years, I think youth golf in our state and in our community, but really in our state, I think has come such a long way. You've got Aiden Kraft playing at Oregon at a high level. For you to be able to keep Clark Sonnenberg home, and he's a true freshman that played at Albuquerque Academy last year, and have him come on your squad and contribute. I know he didn't play his best round yesterday, but he sure was part of what you did this week in Florida. To keep a guy like that home, and I know that's got to be a big key for you moving forward, is to kind of keep some of the best talent here. Talk about his development and the recruitment, how you convinced him to stay here, and what it meant to have him here and have him play so early.
Well, the great thing is being from Albuquerque is such a rich history for just Lobo athletics, right? I mean, when you grow up, I tell people all the time we're a basketball town and we're a golf town. And that's what I firmly believe, and that's what I preach when I'm out on the road recruiting. And so Clark being from here, he's wanted to be a Lobo. And then when I came in and Sam Saunders came in, obviously it helped a ton, the fact that Sam's born, raised, and, Lobo legend himself. To be able to keep somebody like Clark, who already had a relationship with Sam, to keep him here. But, that was huge first and foremost. But then you talk about the growth of Clark and what he's done. And he made some dumb decisions in the fall as far as from a golf standpoint. And, he would have those, he'd play a good round, then he'd play bad, then he'd play a good round, play bad. And, we've actually the last couple events, probably 3 tournaments now in a row that we've had Sam walk with him during the tournament. And basically, one, give Clark somebody to talk to, but be able to make sure that, those freshman mistakes are gone, because he has an assistant coach next to him who's a pretty accomplished golfer in his own right, and somebody who can just ramp up the learning curve, because Clark was one that we told, hey, you're not a freshman anymore, you're a sophomore. We need you to start acting like it and playing like it. And, man, he was the glue that held us together that second round. I mean, 4 under from a true freshman to come in there. And when Mesa and Carson and some of those guys weren't playing good, that was huge for us to put us in that position to do what we did the final day.
Now it's off to La Costa, and you got another shot. And we'll get Carson in here. I want to talk to Carson a little bit before you guys go to La Costa in the next week or so and talk to the senior. I did get this random text, but this kind of goes to the support that you get from the university. It said, you better ask Coach Harrington, all this happens because he has the best sports administrator in the business. But it kind of leads a little bit to the support you're getting from the, after 2 years being here, you've had a change at the very top in athletic director. But obviously the program is something that's important to some people in administration, and it gives you what you need, or I'm going to guess what you need to be successful?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's just like in any program, the players can't do anything without a good coach and without somebody who supports them. As coaches, we can't win without the support of our administration. And I'm sure hard to believe who you got that text from, but Ed Manzanares is one of the best in the business. Ed is one of the reason I'm here. Well, I mean, let's just be honest, because, him and Glenn got together, and, I met Ed when I took my last team to the NCAA regionals, and Glenn told me, hey, Ed's the best in the business. You need to go work for him. And, it's been a privilege. And like you mentioned, Fernando Lobo's come in and been great for us as well. His energy and what he brings and what he wants to do with Lobo athletics. He's going to be somebody that we're all going to be proud of, coaches and community, to be able to have those guys as the guys that I have to answer to and look up to. Those are two incredible men that are going to help lead us, and we can only do it with them, with their support, with the community support. You know, the state of New Mexico support to be able to do that is huge for us as well. So it's a privilege to work for them.
Lastly, Jake, you guys didn't sneak in. I've watched this for a lot of years, and I've watched, Lobo golf right on the cusp. Can you get in? You make it by a stroke or a putt here. You were clear by about 16 strokes. Fifth place was USC at 2 over. You were 14 under. It's got to be nice walking that final line with a little bit of a cushion. Or when did you finally feel, okay, I think we're clear?
Probably after we got through the 7, which was our 16th hole.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 8, which was our 17th hole. And the reason I say that is the day before we played holes 5 and 7 at 8 over par.
Ooh.
And, we fell right back because we had separated ourselves the second round and going into that final round. And then to be able to, yesterday we played our back 9 at 9 under par with no bogeys.
Yeah.
And,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
The team stepped up huge. We learned from our mistakes. They knew what they had to do. And, I could actually start breathing when we were coming down the last 2 holes with all the guys because we had that gap. But, it was definitely a lot more fun to walk that way than it was to buy 1 or 2 shots to wonder if you're going to make it to the national championship.
You're puckering walking every hole when it gets to that. JJ, their top 4 guys yesterday, total 3 bogeys for all 4 players. And that's why they were 14 under par. Jake, appreciate the conversation. Safe travels home. We'll catch up. We'll get Carson on before you get to the championships. But great performance and just one of the better performances by Lobo Golf in these regionals in a long, long time. Not just to get in, but to get in comfortably. Congratulations. Best of luck at the national championships.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on today.
Be well. Safe travels. He is Jake Harrington. Now, I'm a golf guy. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Good conversation.
Everything from your senior, whose dad was a 3-time All-America here and a terrific pro in Lumpy, to the true freshman that's locally grown to winning, to the difference in hitting the ball 300 feet in humidity to up here in dry air. That was great stuff. All right, 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is the We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today. If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal, to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande,
where legends are made.
All right, there's some good scores out there, but there's some trouble at Quail Hollow. First round of the PGA Championship is underway. 4 under par is your lead. Steven Yeager, Nico Echeverria, Alex Noren, and Luke Donald. A bunch of guys at -3. John Rahm's at -2. The JJ, some of the world's best, struggling a bit. Scotty Scheffler, even after 9. Rory McIlroy double bogeyed his 7th hole. +1. He's 1 over par. He's played the front 9. He played his first 9. How about that? Xander Schauffele, 2 over par. Brooks Koepka, 5 over par. What's up with your guy Brooksy?
Can't trust him since he's gone to live.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I do need Shane Lowry to at least get back to even A. That'd be helpful.
He was struggling last I looked. Where's he at?
Lowry and Connors would be nice if they get to even.
Mickelson +3. Xander, I think I told you, +3. Patrick Cantlay +4. Got a lot of good players really, really struggling. Tony Finau's 1 over. So I'll keep you up to date as that goes. I hope you enjoyed the conversation on Global Men's Golf with Jake Harrington. He's done a hell of a job. JJ, I'm not going to lie. Glenn Milliken was on our show a lot. Glenn did a great job. He was here for a lot of years. And when he left and took the job at Missouri, I was concerned about Global Men's Golf. And probably shouldn't have been, because when you go back and you look at the lineage, the history of really good golf coaches at the University of New Mexico, you've got one guy who's at Texas now and guys that were at UNLV and really successful coaches. What Glenn did for a long time, Jake Harrington's just taken it and run. And what he's done with Carson Heron, or what Carson Heron has done, and he talked about Mesa Fuller, and then I thought it was key, keeping one of the best golfers at home. Aiden Kraft went, I don't know that he was recruited by UNM. He's been playing as one of the top guys for Oregon since he got up there. But to keep Jake Sonnenberg home and to have him, like, he was the key in the second day. He kept them together. He kept them at the top of the leaderboard. just a great conversation, I thought. I really enjoyed that. All right, 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on the NFL slate, the schedule that was announced, you can. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. Steve from Michigan says, Jeff, for this year, you can go to Michigan, see the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, then Michigan, Ohio State on Saturday.
That'd be a pretty good double.
Should we go do Thanksgiving in Michigan this year? Want to just go get an Airbnb there and just, or Verbo, whichever you prefer, and just do Thanksgiving in Michigan?
I've missed the last 2 Thanksgivings. Hopefully I can
stay
stay
home
home
this year. Yeah, you've been on the road with Lobo women's basketball, huh? Yeah.
Last year was football.
Oh, you were in Hawaii. How was that plane ride home from Hawaii? Like people have told me, I've heard so many things. Lobo football, if you recall, last game of the year, remember they were 5-6. They were coming off that Washington State win. They had the bye week in between. And if they won, they would have been bowl eligible and would have gone to a bowl game. And it felt like, I don't know, I've heard so many things that Bronco was already gone, which I firmly believe. That the players just kind of tanked. They didn't want to play in a bowl game. I've heard so many different things. How was that ride home, besides the long?
I don't want to say the players tanked, but watching that first half, something was off.
Yeah.
Like they already knew that Bronco was gone or something. Like it didn't feel like the team that you saw fight all season long to put themselves in that position and then to just get shredded by a freshman quarterback.
Yeah. Who making his first start.
Yeah. I think it was probably the worst game Devin Dampier played all season. Just, he was the Superman for that offense. And they just didn't have anything. They couldn't finish drives. They couldn't convert situations. You saw them all year long be able to make plays, keep it interesting. That first half was just like, this just did not feel right.
You watch that team and you say fight all season long, right? I mean, I don't know what the paramount moment was for that team. What was the best moment of the year? The comeback win at Utah State or the win against Washington State at home? Because those were 2 really, really seminal wins. Right? And I don't know which one. You remember Bronco crying on the field up at Utah State, which is now his home, which is crazy in its own right.
It's like, I can't believe I'm going to be here next year.
Yeah. I'm going to win a lot of games right here. But he was on the field crying after. I mean, it was just a terrific comeback win. Came out of nowhere. And then the game, at the time, Washington State was ranked. And I know
that was a wild stretch of games.
Well, you're going to send
3 straight games where they scored 50 or more points.
Yeah. Did they lose one of those?
Air Force, Utah State. They won all those games.
New Mexico State, Air Force, Utah State. Yeah.
And then, so you have the 3-game winning streak scoring 50 or more points. Mm-hmm. And then you had the Colorado State game where it was 17-6.
Yeah, and they were inside the red zone all day, and they couldn't put it in the end zone.
It was a ridiculous football season.
It was. What would you say, though? I mean, if I asked Lobo fan, what was your standout moment from last year? If you were at the Washington State game, it was that because you were there and you got to celebrate it, right? I mean, that was a come-from-behind victory over a ranked team, and you're going to tell me, you can save the email. Jeff, they weren't very good, and look what they did at the end. Yeah, I got it. But at the time they were ranked, and they got Jake Mateer was one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and he was like the number 1 transfer.
Didn't he compete to be the starting quarterback for Oklahoma?
Yes. That's where he is now.
You can't downplay that one.
No. I think that one's almost bigger just because it's a bigger name, just because it's Washington State. And it was a ranked team, and you hadn't beaten a ranked team at home. I want to say since, what was it, like 2003 or something? Something crazy like that. That was a crazy night. Basketball was playing at St. John's the next morning. That was a hell of a weekend. You had just come off the week before. I want to say you beat UCLA in basketball. There was a good vibe going around UNM right about that. Right, basketball beat UCLA the week prior. Yeah, it was something. All right, 505-246-0610. Emails this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Get back into the NBA a little bit from last night. What happened? What do you think the Warriors need to do? What if the Warriors would have had Steph Curry healthy the whole time? What if, well, that question was certainly asked, and what do you think of a guy named Sir Marius Jones? He's a Lobo. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor.
We're just talking about that last Lobo football game of the season last year. Lars sent me a note. He says, did you ever send Timmy Chang a thank you note, Hefe? If Lobo football beats Hawaii, they'd have been in your game with no coach. Dampier would have been gone. You would have been scrambling to figure out if Lobo football had enough bodies to field a team. Yeah, we've played that scenario out a lot. What would have happened? Would they have been able to play in a game? Would they have accepted a bowl? Right? People said, well, Bronco wouldn't have left. No, he would have left. He left that Thursday between the announcement, the last game of the year and the announcements. Yeah, he'd have been gone, and players would have been gone. The whole coaching staff was gone. Had this conversation with the former administration. I mean, would they have accepted a bowl bid, whether it was ours or anybody else's? Would you have a situation like Marshall, where Marshall accepted a bowl bid their coach had already left. 50 dudes left, and they backed out of a bowl. Now, they got fined, I want to say $100,000, $200,000 by the Sun Belt. That would have been a horrible situation. Instead, we ended up getting an 8-4 Big 12 team against a 10-win Sun Belt runner-up.
Worked out all right.
Worked out all right, didn't it? No, I haven't sent Timmy a thank you note, but maybe I should have. All right, what if? JJ, what if Stephen Curry was healthy? I don't know, man. You live your life by what if? We'll never know. Steve Kerr, the coach of the Warriors, firmly believes that the Warriors would have competed for a championship. I concur with his belief. I don't know that they would have won it. I don't know that they would have won this series. But you take that guy out, it's different. I think you believe that they were contenders. They may have won, right? You're not going to say they would have. They may have won the series.
Yeah, Steph Curry is still one of the best players in the NBA, and with him on the court, the Warriors were able to be one of the best teams in the league. And with Steph Curry, this series could have a different outcome, but he wasn't there. And so the what if doesn't matter after the fact, but what it does is, all right, you go into next year and there's 3 dudes that are going to be on the roster regardless. I think 4. It's Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Pajimski. I think those guys are there. But everything's on the table. And Pods isn't untouchable. No. I think those are the only 3 players that you can guarantee are being the Warriors roster, because this is just about now for Golden State, and it's maximizing in the next year or two. You saw what you're able to do with a big trade this year with Jimmy Butler, and then you just continue to invest in the edges and try to keep this window open as long as you can.
Yeah, I look at it and I listen to the comparison. Well, Jason Tatum's out, and the Celtics won. Yeah, but to me, it's a total different composition of a club. Who is Jaylen Brown or Derek White on the Golden State Warriors? Well, it's supposed to be Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, but it's not. But it's not. Draymond is not that offensive threat. Like, where are you getting your points? Well, Pajemski gave you 28. Okay. Last night. But it's totally different. And I said this earlier, and I'll stand on this. Stephen Curry is more valuable to the Warriors than Jason Tatum is to the Celtics. That's not a knock on Jason Tatum. To me, that just means the Warriors are not constructed as deeply as the Celtics are. Well, where's their Luke Cornett? I don't know, man. And that's the thing. Where is their Luke Cornett? Right? Where is the Warriors' Luke Cornett? Who the hell was that going to be? Wasn't going to be anybody. That's why the Warriors are out, and I thought the Celtics were going to win last night. Now, I don't think the Celtics win the series. But I think they go to Madison Square Garden and fight their asses off in Game 6. Or do you think that was their last stand? They're done. They just weren't going to get beat at home.
No, I think it's possible to carry over because it's all about the shooting. Yeah. 22 3-point shots made by the Celtics. We
Pritchard.
saw the opposite end of that, blowing the 20-point leads in the first 2 games that Boston had. But there's enough firepower there that the Knicks could be looking at themselves going, how are we coming back to Boston?
Can I paint a weird scenario for you? And I'm not going to tell you I agree with it, but what is the narrative if the Celtics come back and win the series without Jason Tatum? With Jason Tatum, they go down 3-1. Without him, they come back and win the series.
It's going to be people out there saying, see, I told you so, about a guy that was on a team that went to 5 Eastern Conference Finals, 2 NBA Finals, 1-1, and somehow they're better without that guy.
Why is that guy... Is the word disliked? I'm not even sure what I think the word
I think
is.
it's... In sport, you can never just be good.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked about this a ton. Because for some reason, yes, Jason Tatum is on a max contract. Jason Tatum is playing up to that contract. But because we don't put him in that super elite conversation, then it's like, well, guess he's not that guy. Okay.
But everybody's got a max guy, right?
all he has done is played a ridiculous amount of basketball with the Celtics, and they've won since he's got there.
Does every team have a max contract guy?
Yes.
So start going down the list of max contract guys. Like, who's Toronto's? How's
It's
Philly's?
going to be like, it's always, it's going to be like Scotty Barnes or whoever.
Right, and you're just
they
going,
draft
wait,
and
what
it's the
the
second
hell?
contract.
Yeah. I mean, how's Philly's max contract working out for them? Right? Jason Tatum is who in the NBA? And I'm trying to draw a parallel, and I'm not sure I've got one. Is it Devin Booker? Really?
Better than Devin Booker.
You think he's better than Devin Booker? Okay. Really good. And he's won one, but doesn't get the respect.
Yeah, and Devin Booker that team went to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but he didn't win. Boston beat him, and
I think these are really good players. Sometimes I just get lost, and I understand it's not, the incendiary, antagonistic, like radio. Like, you can just be good, and there's nothing wrong with that.
If I was going to give you for the next 5 years, Cade Cunningham or Jason Tatum, who would you? Healthy Jason Tatum, and now I guess it's a different story now. But who would you take?
I'll take Jason Tatum.
Okay, I don't hate that. You would take him over Devin Booker, obviously.
Yeah. I think you can get more versatility out of Tatum and Cunningham. Booker is an unbelievable player. Booker, to me, is locked in as a number 2. So, again, nothing wrong with that.
Paulo Banchero. You're thinking.
I think I might take Banchero over Cunningham.
Over Cunningham?
Yeah.
But not over Tatum. No, and my point is, like, there's not that many guys in this league that you're going, I want him instead of him. And yet, the respect that he doesn't get, and that's what I'm saying, if they come back and win this series, the haters are going to be out like flies on poop.
Oh, yeah, and it's, you know who I view Jason Tatum like, but there's not a comparable comparison to Steph, is Klay Thompson.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like, it works. Like, Klay Thompson and Steph worked. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum worked. Look, they win a ridiculous amount of games.
Yeah.
So it's like, why do we force like Jason Tatum to have to be like a top 3 player in the league?
And he's not an outwardly verbose, annoying, antagonistic dude. He did say, he wants to be the face of the league, and maybe that's it, right? And it was in an interview, and I don't know if he was asked but maybe that's it. You want to be face of the league, dude, and you can't, whatever. Maybe that's why. I mean, we've watched, especially in that league, how one moment sticks with you for a long ass time. Not 1 year, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. Like, it sticks with you for a minute now, right? And the moment you don't perform at that standard, at that level, at that anticipated level.
And I just look at Jason Tatum, and maybe you don't feel like he has that killer instinct. Okay, but like, we're talking about 5th leading scorer in the NBA.
Yep.
Just a winner. Everything you laid out. Like, people love to have everything both ways.
Yep.
And that's don't be this verbose, confident guy. Well, then if you're not that, it's like, well, you ain't a killer then.
Yep.
Okay.
But yet they love Anthony Edwards right now. Everybody loves Anthony Edwards, who's cocky, who's verbose, but he's never been in the finals. Now, he might get there this year.
Then there's a lot of good dudes in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
like
John Morant.
Star players in the
Who's
NBA.
a better player, John Morant or on the court? Take the off-court stuff away just for this conversation. John Morant or Jason Tatum? Who's a better player?
Jason Tatum's my dude, man.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Now, all right, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com and JJ at sportsanimallabq.com. We'll wrap it up. I'll get you another look at the leaderboard, the PGA Championship, and everything you got to know as you go through your Thursday. You're out and about. You're at work. Who's watching your home? Make sure it's the good guys, not the bad guys. IPS is private security, affordable private security. They are the good guys. They've watched my home for years. I trust them, and I know you can as well. They protect what you've worked so hard to build, whether it's your home or your business. Property crimes on the rise. Officer shortage continues to be an issue, and if it's not you, somebody close to you has been a victim of property crime. IPS provides standing guards. You can have eyes on your property around the clock. They can install alarms and camera systems. They've got a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. All of this raises the level of security around your home and your business. Don't wait to be a victim. It's then too late. Be proactive on this one. Protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call IPS, see what they can do for you. The number's 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. Online, ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-24.
First day of the PGA Championship, Ryan Fox and Alex Noren. Ryan Fox, Alex Noren, both at 5 under par. Fox is playing the 18th hole. Noren is through 15. You got a couple of guys, Luke Donald and JT Poston, an American, at -4. And then Alex Smalley, Matt Fitzpatrick, Keegan Bradley, a bunch of guys at -3. As far as some of your big names, and Scotty Scheffler and Rory is 2 over par now. Rory just bogeyed his 10th hole. So he is 2 over par. Find me a Scotty Scheffler, -1. He's tied for 13th, and he's 4 off the lead. The -1 is Scotty Scheffler. The other side of this, Brooks Koepka is 5 over par. He is struggling. Phil Mickelson, Patrick Cantlay, 4 over par. Xander Schauffele, 2 over par. First round PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. Not the same without the big cat, says Gopher. You don't have callers asking for Alex Smalley updates, inquiring how Sam Burns is playing. It's not going to be the same, boys and girls. You either like it or you don't. Doesn't have to be your thing. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Tiger's not there. It's not going to be the same. Either you're into it or you're not. That's cool. I'm not telling you got to be. Text line. Paulo Banchero needs to play defense. He's a one-way player. Cunningham will be a star. It's from Don. You agree with that?
I think Paulo Banchero is going to be all right.
Okay. We were talking Lobo men's basketball earlier. The signing of Sir Marius Jones, the 6'4" guard from Sacramento coming out of high school. He will be a true freshman for Lobo basketball. Was committed to UC Irvine. I already got the email this morning. Mean Machine sent it. Where's all the playing time coming from, guys? You signing all these? He's going crazy, is what the email said. Going crazy signing all these guys. Oh, man, he's got a roster to fill. Should he just sign JJ and me? A bunch of scrubs? Oh, you're not a scrub, but I am. JJ goes out and drops a triple-double.
I'll take an NIL deal.
Or should he go out and sign the best roster he can and then have him compete for playing time? How's he going to compete, keep everybody happy? Is what the email said. He's not. There's going to be dudes next year who want more playing time and are going to go somewhere. He's not. Go out and compete. Text line says, fellas, I bet Coach Eck would love to have Lobo Nation complaining about recruits getting playing time in May. Hope he can get us there. It's from Steve. Yeah. No, Coach Eck would be loving it. Where are all these quarterbacks? How are you going to keep them all happy? You're probably not, right? They're not all going to play. One will, maybe 2. Jack Lane or whomever's going to. I don't know who's going to play. How do you want to construct the roster? That's what I asked you earlier. What should he do?
7 players.
That's it? Yes. All right, and a couple of managers? I mean, you got to have 10 just so you can go 5-on-5 in practice, right? Maybe 12 if a couple guys are hurt. Well, that's what managers are for, right? Assistant coaches. I get it. All right, what's everybody going to be talking about as we go through the day? Warriors are out. They got eliminated by the Timberwolves last night, 121-110. 4-1 was that series score. Anthony Edwards with 22 points. Julius Randle had 29 for the winners. So no Steph Curry and no more play for the Warriors. Celtics stayed alive in Boston last night. They beat the Knicks 127-102. Luke Cornett off the bench, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks. Luke Cornett, 7th year out of Vanderbilt. Derek White led the way with 34 points, and Brown had 20. Jaylen Brown had 26, but Derek White was really good last night. Tonight you get Game 6. Nuggets try to stay alive. Nuggets win tonight? You've been saying they lose every time you say they lose.
Want them to win.
Yeah. I think they win tonight.
Them to win.
I think they win tonight. This thing goes 7.
I think the last 2 fourth quarters showing you who the Thunder really are.
They've grown up, huh?
Absolutely.
If it's Thunder and Wolves, a 1 seed versus 6 seed, who do you like?
Thunder in 6.
Thunder in 6. That's a great series, isn't it? Two young, mostly young, up-and-coming teams with newer coaches that maybe you haven't heard about.
The NBA is what the NFL wishes they could be.
Which is? Compelling?
Actually open to anyone to win.
Yeah. Yeah, if you get a finals with the Knicks, Pacers, Thunder, Wolves, there's nobody had that
Celtics
final.
go out, that is 7 straight years of a different champion.
That's correct. And nobody had that Final Four, right? Nobody.
And despite 2 of those teams being in their 2nd straight conference finals, in the T-Wolves and Pacers.
Yeah. And Indiana is the most overlooked, underappreciated team that's actually really, really nice. So that's what you get tonight. The hockey last night was good. Who ended up winning that damn Edmonton game last night? Because it was 0-0. Edmonton won in overtime, and they closed out the series. It was 0-0 after regulation. I'm like, I got to go. Florida beat the crap out of Toronto last night, 6-1. It's like winning 42-7. That's what it is. Thank you to Jake Carrington, Lobo men's golf coach. He was with us today. Kenny Thomas will be in tomorrow. Nick Nee will be with us tomorrow. We got golf. We got hoops. Should be really fun, and we're looking forward to it. Adrian, great work on the visual side. Always looks good. He's JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. I heard with Colin Coward is next. The Jim Rome Show is after that. 2 Men On steps in at 4. You get Isotopes Baseball after that against Tacoma, I believe. And then we're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning. We will start at 7 a.m. A great, safe Thursday, boys and girls. Please be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you